Hello, people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk, and I'm your host, Nathan. How are you, Tom?
I am doing exceedingly well.
Good. How are you, Spencer?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good. I'm going to start with something different that's not on the list. Did anybody watch Keith Thurman's comeback about a week ago
I did.
against Jarvis?
What
He
you
knocked the
think?
guy out in 3 rounds.
Yeah, it was a quick thing. You think he's back?
You can't really
Well,
tell
he
us
was.
that. I mean, it's...
Well,
yeah, carry on.
it looked good, but he's not fighting somebody that was up there all the time.
Yeah, but he wasn't like Jarvis was a lot more active than Thurman's been, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That's
you
his first
know,
fight in 3 years.
yeah, that you know, like you would have. I thought going into it, it would have lasted longer than 3 rounds. I wasn't thinking Keith was going one time him, but
To put it bluntly, this guy in America, in Australia, Jarvis, was rated to be like the next big thing, like the John Ryder sort of level. He's not even on John Ryder's level. The problem is, obviously, this is a new weight for Thurman. Is making his debut at 154, I believe.
Well, he
he impressed, and he's definitely going to be in the talks of getting fights up there. Yeah, I can hear you.
We'll lose something. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's
He brought some
definitely
punching power up with him.
You can put him in the top 20 in the top 15 of that division already, based on that performance.
Right.
Well,
he would beat
right.
Tim Tszyu based on that performance, right? If that's what the understanding you want.
He would definitely get a shot at them guys.
Definitely. Now, here's the deal. We always talk about levels in boxing. Keith was always at a high level. He was fighting great guys. So did you see what caught him? He did a nice uppercut and came over with a hook and then right hand and out.
The problem with Keith Thurman is the biggest killer of a boxer is inactivity. That's the only thing I think he needs, another good 3 or 4 fights before he's ready for a world title, before we can even talk about that,
Well, that's kind of asking a long time, especially the time frame that he be fighting. 3 fights is like 3 years.
So he could, he could come out again in 2 or 3 months, which he needs to do. He needs to be more active. He needs to fight another 3 times this year.
Yeah, he could definitely fight sometime in the beginning of the summer, and then fight like late in the year, October, November.
But he doesn't have time to wait around for a title shot. He needs to get in there now. Find the easiest opponents they can get him ranked the highest. Jarvis must have been ranked pretty high in the WBA.
He could fight the winner of Joe. Isn't Joey Spencer super welterweight?
Yeah,
I think he is. Yeah,
because they about to fight April 5th, so he could fight the winner of them.
The thing is with Keith, some fighters can lay off, like Sugar Ray Leonard laid off for 3 years and then came back for Hagler and then continued. But you have to stay active. I agree with Nathan. And he looked good. He should just keep training. I mean, what is his goal? What does he want to do? Does he want to regain a title or does he just want to make some money?
Well, he could do both.
Well, he can't. He has the name, but he looked very
you
strong.
can make money while you're getting the title.
I'm doing this podcast in not the right order. I'm just doing it things like when you talk about the Sheikh, or the bloodthirsty guy from Saudi Arabia, has signed a deal with TKO and UFC to start a Saudi boxing league. And have you guys seen the purses? It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah,
you mean
they glow?
They're very low.
I figured that he messing with Dana White. Dana White don't like to pay the fighters too much.
Well,
no, he doesn't.
I've got the prices here. Let me tell you what the purses are for these fucking thing. All right, so let's go down the bottom. So Where is it? So the first purse, I believe, was 25 grand, was £20,000. Yeah, the first purse is £20,000 for a fight, for a 10-round fight where both fighters are ranked in the league, and then seemingly increased to 50 grand, $50,000.
Was that with Callum Walsh?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what.
Because that was
the Saudi Pro League fight.
Yeah, that was on UFC card. That was on a UFC card.
Yeah, this is
okay.
The sort of similar. So, and it will increase to $50,000 when they're ranked between number 5 and 10, and $125,000 when they're either ranked 3 or 4. And when they are challenging for a company championship, it is reported they will earn £375,000 when they fight for the belt, and when they defend it, they will receive $750,000. And it's a UFC style model, and that's not going to work in boxing. You're not going to get any top fighters with these wages, with these purses.
Yeah, no, that's the UFC. That's the UFC payouts. That's what you're saying, right?
Well,
yeah,
it's not UFC. It's a joke.
Yeah, nah, but that's the guy that, right? He's using the guy that runs UFC, so he's going to try to use that model in order to pay boxers.
Well, if he does that, then his stupid bullshit.
I mean,
will fall flat.
I don't think it'll be that low, because remember, the guy came out giving millions to these guys that have these big fight cards.
Yeah.
You know,
but
so
he
it'll
will
be
never. What's your opinion on this, Tom?
Well, like you said, I mean, is Tyson Fury going to accept that kind of money? Right. Is AJ? Is all the big dogs? I mean, all of them. Is Bivol? They're not going to accept that kind of money. That's ridiculous.
I personally think the Saudi boxing league will fall flat on its arse unless he pays silly money. Then, if he pays out the silly money, then he will get success. If not, and there's no way he's going to run everybody out of boxing, is there? People are not going to take this. People in boxing will not take this shit. Seriously.
Not when there's other platforms that could pay them better.
The thing is, boxing is too big. Carry on, Tom.
I mean, maybe with guys that are coming up, that are like 15 fights and under, he could get away with that to entice them. But I mean, you got to sign on the dotted line, and then you get into a contract you can't get out of, and you're only making $500,000 to defend the title. That's not going to happen.
It's a joke.
Nah.
That's
not.
Boxing is too big, right, for them to take over boxing, isn't it? UFC, maybe if you said to Dana White, let me buy UFC off you, that would work, but it's not going to work with boxing. Boxing's too big.
Nah, he's I mean, he can't use it. There's certain things that you could probably take from the UFC model and bring it to the boxing. Maybe like the competitiveness and making sure that the top fighters, the names always fighting the other names.
But this should work with amateur boxing. They could do it with amateur boxing. If this was for amateur boxing, say go ahead and do it. But not
or come ups or prospects. They could do it with prospects.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that would work. But not when you get to elite fighters. They're just not going to do that.
Even Johnny Fisher is getting about 90,000 a fight, right? Yeah, 100,000 a fight. You know what I mean?
So that would be a pay cut for him.
Oh yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah. People ain't gonna
I don't see it working.
$1 million. I mean, there's certain fighters, obviously, in the lower weight classes, things like that. That $1 million is the purse would be a good deal. But these guys, it don't sound like that. He's talking about those guys, or is it standard like every weight class would get the same amount of money regardless? Because heavyweights get paid more.
Is everyone done on this one? Are we done on this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so the next thing is Anthony Joshua has been back to land a world title shot at Joseph Parker. What's your opinion on this?
Well, it would be a good fight. I think it would be a good fight. Both guys are.
Tom, what do you think of this?
I think it would be a good fight. But I mean, does Parker?
Tom,
Parker doesn't. Yeah, I'm
Can you
here.
hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Joseph Parker giving Joshua a fight?
Can you hear us, Nathan?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
hear
you were asking me, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, of course I can hear you.
Okay. So I think it's a good fight. I think they're both, excellent boxers. AJ, it would be a good fight for AJ. I think it's a good match. I mean, it's not an easy match for either guy. We'd have to see how he responds after that last knockout.
I think Parker should win that one.
Yeah.
If they were to fight, I think Parker will win. Parker, I think, had like a little intimidation going into their first fight. AJ was the big deal. He was fighting in this country. Parker was expected to lose. You know, it's a different ball game now, so his confidence level might be different.
Well, don't forget
They,
he had a bad ref, Spencer, too. They wouldn't let him
yeah,
fight
yeah,
in
yeah. They
second.
was letting AJ. They was
Mhm.
letting AJ call timeout.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
It's like, hold up, stop, hold on, my stomach hurt.
Right, I have a problem with this fight, guys. I have a problem with this fight. You can't go off a fight losing in 5 rounds, get another interim title shot. He's now purely living off his reputation, and he's living off his name, what he did a decade ago, and that's not good enough. Parker will iron him out this time. And if I was Joseph Parker, I wouldn't give it. The only reason you take this fight is because you'll get a massive paid out of it. But if I'm Joseph Parker, I wouldn't give Anthony Joshua anything. I wouldn't give him a bonus. He's not worthy. So either way, the WBO would probably elevate Joseph Parker or make the fight for an interim belt for the proper full title. But I think Parker will be given the belt, and I don't think this fight will happen. Joshua's not worthy.
Oh.
He's not worthy.
So you think Joshua won't take the fight?
No, I think Parker should turn him down flat. Why should you fight someone who's got flattened in their 5 rounds? The only good things about this fight is he'll get a payday and he'll avenge a defeat. But if
those are two good. Those are two good things.
Yeah, but I just think he should move on. When he gets elevated to champion, he should just move on and have a fight with Daniel Dubois instead of Joshua. Personally, that's what I think.
I mean that'll be a good fight, Dubois. But
yeah, but Parker doesn't need Anthony Joshua anymore. Do you know what I mean? Parker doesn't need him.
I mean, I would rather the Dubois fight over the Joshua fight. I'm not saying that that the Joshua fight should be his ultimate goal, but
We've gone over
if that's
rounds, we know that now. If Parker fought him, Parker would beat him pretty soundly. I think if I was the advisor to Joshua, I'd say have a fight with Dillian White and ride off into the sunset and get the hell out of boxing. He's not going to do anything at world level anymore. He's now been exposed. He's not at that level anymore.
Yeah, he could give it up. AJ could give it up.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think when AJ's in a fight, it's always questionable how it's going to end. I mean, he could also land on Parker and take him out if he can. He's not completely washed up. But I think it would be best for him at this point if he starts eyeing his retirement. I agree with both of you on that.
And also, if he is going to make a proper comeback, then he should get a new trainer, get someone like Sugar Hill, or apparently he's teamed up with what's his name, the guy that used to train Klitschko, Jonathan Banks.
Yeah.
So if he can learn if he could have a couple of fights in between, have like 2 fights, building fights, learn the style that Vladimir Klitschko fought, he could probably come back and do something. But unless he changes his style, he's going to get knocked out pretty soon.
I don't think it's a matter of style. It's a matter of his mental state. What is his mental state?
Not good.
Anyway, you going to say, Spencer?
Yeah, no, I was gonna agree with you guys because he fundamentally sound. AJ's fundamentally sound. It's not like he don't know how to throw ones and twos. It's just that it's something with his head.
Yeah.
And
his chin as well. He's a bit chinny.
Yeah.
He's always
the chin is part of the head, boy.
Joshua never had a good chin. We know that. We know he never had a good chin.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
Vladimir Klitschko 2.0, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you know, not for nothing. Them dudes is heavyweights. They are throwing hard
Let's move
punches.
on to a fight which may interest some of you. Badu Jack will be fighting in May, defending his WBC cruiserweight title that he will be. Yeah, that he's got being given back. He'll be fighting Ryan Rosiski. You've heard of Ryan Rosiski? He's the guy who lost to that Colombian guy at Bridgeway. I've forgotten his name. You know who I mean?
Rivas.
Oscar Rivas, yeah. About 3 years ago.
Yeah. He gonna beat Badu Jack.
No, I can't see Ryan Rosiski winning this. I think Badu Jack beats him on points. You know,
maybe.
Ryan Rosiski's a good fighter, but he doesn't. I'm glad he knows what weight he actually is now. Because before,
Badu Jack is.
Then he was fighting cruiserweight.
Badu Jack is like 41 years old, though.
He is, but he's still dangerous.
We'll see.
What do you think, Tom?
It's a close fight. Let me say that it's a close fight. I think.
Hello. Can you hear me, Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tom.
I think Badu Jack. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What do you think of this fight?
He was talking.
I think it's
Let
a
him
good
talk.
fight. What I think is this. I think it's a good fight. I think Badu Jack is a better boxer, but that 41-year-old body, if he hasn't been very active, which he hasn't, he's going to have a hard time and he may lose. So, but he is
that's
the
what I
better
was
boxer.
thinking. Yeah. I mean, if in their best days, Badu Jack is definitely better than Ryan, but he's way past his best days. You know, he hasn't been active and he's old, so you know, going a distance might be asking a lot for him.
I think he can do it. I think he's still a dangerous fighter. You know. Right. Let me see what's next on. Sorry, carry on.
I mean, he coming off of Ramadan. I mean, he'll be coming off of Ramadan. When is he fighting him?
May.
Oh no, he'll be a month out of Ramadan. He'll have a month of a training camp, so he'll be good.
Next on the list is an interesting fight. Richard Torres Jr. will be fighting Guido Vianello on the 5th of April. That's a good fight.
Yeah, that is. Vianello is not a pushover either.
No. That's not the sort of fight you put a prospect in with. To me, that really is, you know, that could be a match made gone wrong, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. When they fighting?
5th of April. So in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Wow. I'm a little uneasy on that one. Yeah, because I think last time out he had a bad cut from the fight he was in.
The only fighter Torres has beat of any note is Joey Duecker. And really, you know, we know he's talented. We know he's a silver medalist. But if he's got any ambition, he should win this fight. If he does, like I think he's going to do, then he'll go on great and do great things, you know?
Yeah, he should win. But this might be one step too quickly, but we'll see.
I think it is,
Yeah, I think it is too.
I wish the promoters would stop doing this, putting the heavyweight guys when they're not ready for them. Look, it's another Jared Anderson situation, isn't it?
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
Or homeboy, you posted up that we could talk about next, since you could say it's a good segue. Yoka.
Yeah, the next fight, which I think is another crazy thing. Efe Ajagba is ranked number 3 by the WBA, and he's going to be fighting Martin Bacall on the. That's
a pretty interesting fight. That's a pretty interesting fight.
Interesting.
But I think Efe Ajagba is overrated. I don't think he's got that much talent. Martin Bacall, if he's got anything left, he should. If he has a full training camp, he should win this fight quite comfortably.
Yeah, now that's why I think it's interesting. But FA, I mean, like he has some type of power. He was knocking people out early in his
He
career.
does, but but I question the man's heart and Bacall's heart as well. I think Bacall will grind him down and stop him. I don't think Effie Joper's got anything too much for him to worry about, personally.
Yeah, he needs a better trainer, I think. FA. Who's his
So who
trainer?
do you think wins this, Tom?
I'm going
think
to go
Piccoli.
with, I'm going to say FA is going to win it.
I can't hear you, but
FA is going to win this
can you
fight.
hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said FA.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here. I'm here, Nathan.
Get your audio together, Nate.
Can you hear me? I can't hear
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
I
you
hear
clearly.
you. I hear you loud and clear, man.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Keep talking because I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Spencer?
I'm
Yes,
here.
we
I am
can.
here. I am here. Yes, we can hear you.
What's the next thing anyway? Or was yeah. I got Piccoli though.
No,
I
nobody
think
can
he
hear
could
me.
put too much pressure on FA.
Can you
I
hear
agree
me?
with you.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you now. So, right.
Good.
Shall we move? Is everyone given their final thoughts on this?
Yeah, Tom had said
I have,
FA. I
yeah.
said Piccoli.
Okay. Have you Spencer as well? Right. Let's move on to the next fight.
Who you think?
Have you guys heard of Delicious?
Who you think, Nathan?
I think Bacall wins it easily.
Okay. All right. That's
We'll
what I
move on to
said.
the next thing.
Piccoli.
This is the guy called Delicious Ori. He is British heavyweight who got knocked out in the first round of the Olympics. He's meant to be rated pretty highly, and he's fighting some guy from Bosnia called Milas. I can't pronounce the name. He's ranked really low. So Delicious Ori should win this fight within the distance or knockout. It's a knockover job. But I've only seen Delicious Ori fight once, and that was in the Olympics. Can you hear me?
What's his height?
He's 6'6".
He's 6'6".
Okay, so he's a big
6.
guy. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
All right.
He's 6'6". Yeah.
Frank Warren's
All right,
latest
well.
fight.
I mean, we gonna see. We're gonna see. He's in the big leagues now. It's a 4-rounder, so.
Yeah. And moving on
We'll
to
find.
our next. Sorry, carry on.
We'll find out if he's delicious or not.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy was born in Russia. He's half Russian and half Nigerian.
Wow.
Okay.
Weird mix. Right, we'll move on. A fight, the Joe Joyce replacement fight. He's got Hrgovic instead of White. This is even worse. This is an even tougher fight for him. I can't see Joe winning this. I think Hrgovic's chin's winning this.
That's weird. Yeah.
That's a dangerous fight.
Yeah, but that's really a dangerous fight for both of the guys.
Yeah, but if you're Joyce, why would you choose a 32-year-old guy that gave Dubai a really tough fight? A guy who's, Hrgovic is still a world-class fighter. I think Hrgovic clears him out in about 6 rounds. Joyce has no chin left. Hrgovic will find it. So easy to hit Joyce, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the issue. Joyce is going to get hit a lot, and Hrgovic is going to throw a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't have the power of a Joshua, but I tell you what, he's in the mix. You've got to say he's a definite top 10 fighter.
Joyce.
He nearly beat Dubai, didn't he? So that proves how good he is. Yeah,
Joyce is there to get hit, so then Hrgovic is going to hit him. So I could.
And down he goes.
Yeah.
Timber.
Yeah. I could see that happening.
3 rounds to get him out. Seriously, this is such a mismatch.
Yeah, Joyce.
Anything else?
Doing,
we got anything else?
He ain't doing no more backflips.
Nope. No backflips.
Only backflipping he's doing is when he get knocked out.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spencer, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Moving on to Tevin Farmer against William Zepeda.
Yeah, I think this is just to get a name under Zepeda's belt.
You can't hear me.
I can hear
Tevin
you.
is no pushover.
No, no,
We can
no.
hear you.
I think Kevin is a good fighter. That's why it's a good name for him to put on his resume. You know, he
Can you hear me now?
because if Kevin wins, will he get a title shot?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You think he
Yes.
would?
All
You
right.
think he
So the
will get a
next fight
title
we're going to
shot?
talk about is William Zepeda against
We already
Tevin
talking about
Farmer.
that.
This is for the
We
WBC
we already started
interim
talking
belt.
about that.
What do you think of that?
Yo, Nathan, you can hear me?
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's fucking
Nathan,
thing.
we already spoke about that.
Nah,
We
nah, nah.
already
He can't
spoke
hear us
about
no
that.
more. He
Okay,
can't
we'll
hear us
talk
no more.
about something else then. Tony Yoka is making a comeback fight
Wait. We didn't finish talking
against the
about
guy from
Farmer.
Russia.
Wait. We didn't finish talking about
Should I just
Farmer
fucking give
versus
up? Fuck this. So I'm going to end it now. It's silly. Nobody can hear
you.
me.
We can hear you.
We hear you. We
Okay,
hear
so
you loud
I'm
and
asking.
clear.
Right, yeah,
We
stop
hear
fucking
you.
shouting it. Right, so Tony Yoka is going to be
We
fighting
hear you.
Arsalan Yalayev. What do you guys think of this? This is a 10-rounder.
Yoka? I don't know.
I don't know either, man. He one of those guys,
What do you
man,
think,
that was
Spence?
pushed too soon. He was overrated too soon.
Yeah.
He still had to get developed. He wasn't developed properly in the pro ranks.
I agree. But he did have a couple of easy fights back last year. He had a couple of like warm-up fights against guys ranked above top.
Yeah. He because I thought honestly, I thought him and Hergovich should have been on the same path at one point, and I thought they was pushing Hergovich too quickly. But he seems to have like been able to handle it. Yoka not so much.
Yeah.
You know, the heavyweights nowadays, you got to handle them right because there's so much. If you put them in with the wrong guy, their career is over. You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
now that it's become more of a worldwide sport, a lot of these heavyweights won't make it to the top.
Yeah, because
They'll get hurt. They'll get hurt early. You know, if you don't bring them along right, they get hurt early.
yeah, because they, the problem with a lot of the heavyweights too is they got power. A lot of them do have power, so they look impressive by knocking out has-beens or never was guys coming up. So they look good, and you want to see them against other people, but they're not
And
really ready because they're not fully developed. You see the guys that got the power, and then when they get in there with a guy that can take his power, they don't know what to do.
yeah, they fall apart.
Right.
We will move on to our next thing. George Kambosos Jr. is fighting Jake Wiley this weekend. So that's his second fight at super lightweight.
Yeah,
I like this fight. I think he wins this comfortably. And he does look better. Yeah, Kambosos does look better at this weight.
They talking about a Catterall fight if he wins.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Catterall. I like Catterall, but whenever he gets a top fight, he gets screwed out of a decision. He hasn't had a lot of luck.
Yeah. He got the opposite of a fucking rabbit slit in his trunks.
No, he's not good. He's good enough, but we'll see.
I mean,
I think time for him to move up.
And I don't know what it is. I mean, because he looks good. I mean, he looks like he's wins the fights that he got cheated out of. It's not like it's a real questionable thing that say that he did it, So I don't know. Maybe
His
he's not
fights have been
marketable enough.
close.
And what?
Yeah,
No,
but that's what I'm saying. But yeah. The first Taylor fight was close, sir.
Let's move on. David Benavidez has rejected a fight with Callum Smith. He's demanding a WBC title shot against Beterbiev now.
Ooh. Be careful what you wish for.
He should fight Callum Smith.
Because he'd beat him. He'd beat him easily.
Yeah, and it'll be a nice payday.
And it's for an
You
interim
know,
belt.
the
But
Mexicans be beating up them Brits.
he already has, like, Benavidez has already got the WBA regular and the WBC interim. So he'll be like, I've never heard of, like, a WBA regular, a WBC interim, and a WBO interim in one go. That's some amount.
He'll be a unified junior titleist. Unified interim.
I've never heard that before. A unified interim champion. It's ridiculous. So the options are, if I'm Beterbiev, I'm not going to go anywhere near Benavidez. Benavidez is so talented. He's one of the most avoided fighters, right, in boxing, right, for a reason.
Yeah.
Into his prime. You stay away from people like him.
Yeah, but I think Beterbiev is a mistake. I think Beterbiev, David will be a bit faster, but him moving forward into Beterbiev is a big mistake.
Yeah, I think Bivol should move up to cruiserweight. I don't think there's anything left for him to do anymore in this division, unless he continues defending it. I don't know.
He could fight. Who we talking about?
Some of these guys who are like the cruiserweight champions, some of them he would beat comfortably, right? Really, really comfortably. Yeah. I think he beats what's his name, Ramirez, comfortably. Now,
who did Ramirez lose to? What did it? Was it Bivol?
It was Beterbiev, I think. I think it was Beterbiev. Because he fought.
Well, no,
he fought.
No, because Beterbiev, the only person he never knocked out was Bivol. So it wasn't Beterbiev.
I can't remember. He fought that guy, British guy, didn't he, last time at Unify the Belt?
So then it was Bivol.
Yeah, he fought Bivol. He's already lost.
Bivol
he already lost.
A decision.
Yeah, so it was Bivol. Right. Because Beterbiev didn't fight him, like you said.
Go up to, or even Beterbiev, one of those. I'd like to see Bivol go up to cruiserweight, win 2 belts, and then drop. It'd be nice to see him do that.
Yeah, Beterbiev could do that too, like you said.
Yeah, maybe Beterbiev should do that. But I really think that the light heavyweight division is going to open up in the next 2 years. You'll see Bivol move away or either move down.
Well,
it can't stay where it is.
They'll do that.
No.
When they get older, they put the weight on.
But then at the cruiserweight, there's nobody exciting. That segues into our next subject, which I'm going to talk about, is Opetaya's moaning that he's not getting big title fights. He's not getting unifications and stuff. So he's fighting some guys ranked 14 in the IBF rankings. What do you think of this? And he's moaning about the matchups.
So who are we talking about? Because I missed the name.
Jai Opetaya.
Yeah.
Oh, Opetaya, yeah.
So what do you think?
He's been. Well, I think he's a great fighter. But the problem with it is,
who is Opetaya fighting?
No, I wasn't going to ask that. I know he's fighting somebody that he should be walking through. And he got to watch out because he got to stay up for these guys. He can't, fall asleep while he's fighting these guys that's uninteresting to him. Because they might drop him.
Cruiserweight division, I've seen it as a division where the guys who are not talented enough to be heavyweight champions stay in that division, because there's no real money in the cruiserweights. It's not particularly talented. You've got Opetaya, you've got Ramirez. If it was a super hot division, Ramirez wouldn't be holding 2 titles now, would he? To go from super middleweight, jump up.
I mean, I think that might have been a shot at Ramirez. Like, why you ain't fighting me?
Video the past 2 times before me, so I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the fight in that division.
Yeah.
So, and Opetaya deserves to make a lot of money, but he's cleaning out his division in his title organization. There's nobody there that's going to give him trouble.
No, not Ramirez.
No,
He's been
he
in and out. So yeah,
maybe one of those guys.
I
He
think
said
there's
that
just
like
so much out
heavyweight, if
there
they
up
move
and
up,
out.
maybe they could give him some
Well, they
interesting
clear that division.
contest.
Batuva will clear that division out easily.
Yeah, like maybe one of those guys got to move up and him fight him, and that'll be
But I
interesting
mean,
for
Ramirez
appetite.
will be moving up. Will be fighting the other
Oh,
weak
well, you
guys
know,
like
she
the
away at
winner of
school, so they had a little something on
and
her
then
campus
right.
today.
So let's
She went to that
move
with
on
her
to the next thing.
friends,
Crawford is
but she
saying
just kind of kept
that
it low. She's gonna
Ryan
go
Garcia's
shopping or something
claimed
tomorrow
that Terence Crawford is
with her and her
overmatched against
friends, I
Canelo.
think.
I'd have to agree with that.
And she
Completely
got
overmatched.
nice little birthday gifts from her
What do
grandparents
you
and
think?
everybody. So
Yeah, I got that.
yeah, so she's
We
I
have
mean,
to
it's
bear
a
in mind
size.
that
It's a size factor.
there, but laying down right now,
yeah,
I believe, or she on the
but
phone.
I think that's bollocks. I think he can move up to super middleweight and do
They just
something.
be chilling.
It's not
They're
against
so
Canelo
easy going.
or even middleweight,
They don't have too many problems.
And he's only
He
had
got
one
to.
fight of the weight.
Thankful for that.
He's only had one fight of the
No
weight.
boys, no boyfriends.
Yeah, he got to
So and she 20.
be
So
acclimated to that weight class. He can't like jump in with the
she had
best
one
one
little
at the weight
boyfriend
class,
at the
and that's
beginning
two
of
weight
the school
classes
term.
that he'd be jumping up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
You know, she's
So,
real timid.
and he, like you said, he only had one fight at this
Real
weight
timid,
class.
and I think that,
So he's jumping up two
I don't
fights.
think she was on
So
the
he
same
only
stage
had
as
like
her
one
boy,
fight
so
from
I
welterweight.
think he moved on or
Crazy.
whatever. But I'm like, that works
Right,
for me.
we'll
you
move
know.
on to
Well,
carry
wait a
on.
second.
That
Wait a
works
second.
for me.
Bill had something
That's
very
right.
interesting
She,
to say about that,
yeah, she don't know about none
and
of
that
that.
was
Go
he
ahead.
felt that
So
Crawford, is very mentally strong. And that if he moves up
just really
and
be
he's not afraid of
focused on her
Canelo,
school and
like some
her
people
little
lose
couple
like
of
to Mike
friends. Oh, she
Tyson
had
and
more than a
Canelo because
couple,
they're
but her friends
afraid.
that she have on
Bivol
campus.
wasn't afraid. He just
She's
went in there and
good.
boxed
I'm
them.
thankful for that.
So he gives him a chance, but it's a long shot, really. I mean, Canelo would be no walk in the park for him.
No,
You
it's
know,
the size. That's the
That was
major
like,
factor. It's
Yes.
the
boy, I
size.
have
yeah,
here
That's
right
it.
now.
Because
right.
Bud, if they was the same size
Bud
or
would,
close to it, I think Bud beats him easily.
right.
Oh
But
yeah, every
Admit it.
day, every
I
day.
yeah,
don't think
but
he'll be able to take the punches of a super middleweight. Seriously, I'm serious. I
right,
don't think he can take those punches. His frame and his body is not made for that weight.
right. Because
Middleweight is his limit. 150.
Canelo's gonna be targeting his body all night.
Canelo will just knock him out because he's just too small. The disparity of the body is just too big.
Yeah, he's gonna be targeting that body till he drops them hands, and then he's gonna hit him up top.
Boom. We know Crawford is a better boxer than him. We know that. He's
Right.
just not big enough. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's like asking
Canelo does peak weak opponents, doesn't he? To be fair, a lot of the time he cherry picks his opponents, like he did when he beat John Ryder, or Rocky Fielding, people like that.
You said it right with the other guy. Didn't he fight John Ryder too?
Yeah, he did. He beat him one
Yeah,
point. But this is a
But
faded
that was
Canelo.
a
This is not the Canelo of 5 years ago.
yeah. I mean,
Right, let's move
Liam
on.
Smith.
Let's move on to our final thing on this. Then we're going to segue to a few of the articles from last week. We should have done. So it's the big fight tomorrow. The unified 154-pound champion is Fundora 154. Yeah,
Yeah.
154 champion, the WBO and WBC belts. He'll be fighting somebody called, what's his name? Shoridel Booker. I've never heard of the guy before. He's got 23 wins. Yeah, never heard of him before. American 54-pound fight. This is an easy fight for Fundora. I don't know how he makes the weight. He came in at both fights. Came in at 152 for this.
Yeah, this guy is.
Sure. Do you guys think Fundora's outgrown this weight? I mean, come on, seriously.
Obviously not if he's still making
What
it.
do you think?
You said he was 152?
no, 154.
Oh, okay.
Ridiculous.
So he weighed in on
Whatever
the
it is,
limit.
it's just too big.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
he wins this fight.
Well, here's the thing that you got to be careful of, because I've watched him fight a few times, is he doesn't fight tall sometimes. He bends down and puts himself in range and takes shots when he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
That's how I only see him fight.
I
Like I
don't
Yeah.
think he
very
should get
rarely
heavyweight
see him fight
prediction. I think he
tall.
should move it to middleweight. I just think
Yeah, I
pointless him
don't,
fighting
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't really
You
see
know,
him using
really.
his height and his size
What do you
advantage.
think, Spencer?
I mean, I think he wins this fight, but yeah, I think he could be moving up soon.
With this fight?
He should
Okay.
win.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way. He should win. But
yeah, he should win.
the, I don't think if he moves up and the guys are taller, I think he's going to get hurt. If he moves up to
But
middleweight, yeah, I think he's
he
going to have a
he
whole different world of pain.
yeah, yeah, they're a little bit taller than that, but he still towers over those guys at middleweight too. He like 6'4",
5.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
6'5". Like, yeah, he towers over those guys too. Them guys is like 5'9", 5'10". He still got a
Yep.
lot of them by half a foot. Now at middleweight, he would do better. He would definitely need to fight tall because
I
those
think he
guys, if
leans
he
in to protect. I think he leans in to protect his body.
yeah, but if he fighting
Yeah,
tall, he don't have to. His body will be a little bit safer if he just keeps people at distance. Keep a jab in their face, and if they try to come in, come with the cross. But
yeah.
boxing 101.
Right.
All right. So
The next thing I'm going to talk about before we go, I'm going over some articles from last week. Kovalov has decided to have another fight at cruiserweight.
do we
Seriously?
care?
No. But I'm just
I
saying
don't
he had a good
care.
career.
I think
You make a
Oh
point.
this
yeah.
his retire. This is retirement fight though, right?
Yeah, but yeah. He's only fought twice in 6 years.
I think he just wants to make it official with a fight. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Sometimes those things don't turn out the way you plan. Though sometimes look at Cotto
They
and
don't.
some other fighters.
yeah, for sure. But like for all of the blood, sweat, and tears he has put into the sport, he deserves a retirement fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Right,
agree
I'm going to
too.
move on to a few things. I want to cover some more things. Did anybody watch the Lauren Price Natasha Jonas fight? She completely shut her out
Yep.
to win the belts. Or unify most of the belts. Good performance.
She did.
What weight
Excellent.
class is that at?
That was.
Welterweight.
I think it was. Let me look.
Yeah. I think it was welterweight.
Let me have a look. Give me a second. I think it was a lower weight than that. Lauren Price.
Didn't Natasha say she retired? She was retiring.
No, I think she'll be back. She didn't say she would retire, but I think she'll be back. So Natasha Jones, this was for the welterweight, yeah. All the belts.
It was a brilliant performance. She outboxed her every round.
I mean, she's only been a pro to win all the belts in only a night fight. That's impressive, isn't it? Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
But doesn't it show
Yeah,
you the
for
lack
sure.
of talent in women's boxing? Jonas is a good fighter, but the fact that she moved up 3 weights to win the super welterweight belt, I find a bit troubling, So this kind of tells me that the standard isn't there in women's boxing, the talent level. As good as Lauren Price is, she beat a 40-year-old woman who's long past the best.
There's only a few at the top that's really good, and then it's a big drop off after you get past the first.
I
The
think
top.
she should go straight in with Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor should move up and fight. That's what I think. It'd be a great fight.
She's having a rematch with Serrano, a third fight for trilogy.
Dearie me.
Yep.
And Serrano will get screwed over again.
Yes, I don't know. She's gonna try to knock her out.
Won't happen.
All right, before
Won't
we
happen.
go,
She dazzled her a couple of times though.
I'm going to go to 2 more things, then we're done. I want to talk about Jared Hurd says he's going to retire after a loss. You know, I didn't even know he was still active till I looked at the sheet last week, because obviously it's good 5 years ago he lost the title. He's done.
He wasn't even on the main card. He was on like the YouTube channel part of the fight. Yeah,
prelims. Yeah,
you got it.
well,
You could catch that fight on YouTube or something before the fights.
he was on the Tank card, right?
Yeah.
He was on Tank. Yeah,
Right.
that's something
we'll
should
move
talk
on
about.
to the final thing. Chris Eubank Jr. thinks it's fitting to hit Conor Benn with an egg. That's the pussiest thing I've ever seen in a press conference in my life.
And it costs a lot of money.
Seriously.
Yeah. We got one more thing to talk about, Nathan.
That's right. That's right. And I know what it is.
But I wanted to discuss this and the fight and the building. Have you been watching the conference? I watched the conference of the fight, and I've seen the head-to-head. They couldn't be seen in the same room doing the head-to-head. And they also banned doing the actual nose-to-nose thing.
Well, it's a good build-up. We want to see it.
What do you think?
Yeah, they got the little drama, but with the, fathers having a little rivalry. So
it's only the fathers' names that sells this fight, isn't it? Not them two.
Well, maybe that's what they're trying to do. Make it not only the fathers, it's the sons that got the beef now too.
But we know Conor Benn will never be at the level his dad was. We know that Eubank is nowhere near the level his dad was. Eubank is a top 25 to middleweight, but he's not an elite level. He's world class, but he's not elite. Conor has done nothing in his career. He's had 3 fights in 3 years because of his drugs ban. He's associated with drugs. I think if he stays at welterweight, even if he loses this, he's going to get like $4 million for this fight anyway. If he loses this, like I expect him to, Conor could still win a world title at welterweight if he's matched. If the matchmaking's done softly enough that he gets a vacant belt, that's the only way he will win the title. And I think he can do it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
I think it'll be an exciting fight. I'm picking Conor Benn to win, actually.
What?
Yeah, I think he's going to win.
Oh wow!
Are you saying it based on because Liam Williams knocked him out in the fight before he beat him in the ring?
No. Wait a minute. Maybe I got him confused. Who's the one who was popped for drugs?
Conor.
Conor Benn. Conor Benn.
Yeah. He's the smaller man in this fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not. Who knocked him out?
Who knocked out?
And then he beat him in the rematch.
No, Chris. He talking about Chris Eubank. He talking about Chris Eubank got knocked out by Liam Williams.
So
not Conor Benn.
Yeah. Ben, no, he's asking you. Are you thinking Conor Benn is going to beat Eubank because Eubank got knocked out by Liam Williams?
No. I don't think he'll play.
I think he's faster. And he'll give him more angles, and he's just going to hit him more.
Let's put it this way: I don't think Conor will look the same style-wise. Eubank is at 35. For 35, he leads in tremendous shape. He's always in the gym. He's always sparring around. He looks good, even though he's older and he's near the end of his career. What was the other thing you wanted to talk about?
Tank Davis.
Tank Davis. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he did win the fight, but it wasn't a draw.
You think Tank won the fight or Roach?
I think
Roach.
Tank won the fight.
Oh, you do think Tank won the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a surprise.
The thing is, how do you take a knee and not get a point deducted? How the hell did that happen?
Especially when the ref started counting.
Really weird.
And the ref started counting. So
it's like, how do you not take a point? I mean, that's the rule. They didn't enforce the rule. He should have taken a point. But even if he didn't take a point, I think Peterson was ahead by about 1 or 2 points. So they need a rematch, and they need a referee who's going to enforce the rules.
Maybe that was the reason. Maybe that was what they did. Let's do some controversy to bring some attention to Tank fighting Roach again.
I mean, when did you ever see that in a fight where a guy takes a knee, goes over to his corner, gets his hair done, and come back?
It's weird. It was weird. It was really weird. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. Very ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
Mayweather took a knee and got a point taken off when he got hurt, and they took a point. It's considered a knockdown.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
weird.
like listen, that was a shocker. That was a shocker.
So what do you think? Who do you think won, Spencer?
I mean, with the knee, with the knockdown, it should have been Roach.
Right.
Because like the scores was good. The scores was good, but they did it based on the fact that it wasn't considered a knockdown. So the scores was good based on that reality. But in actuality, that should have been a knockdown. Tank should have been down by 1 point. But it was 6 rounds
I
to
agree.
6 rounds. I think it was an evenly matched fight. It was 6 rounds apiece. I mean, like Nathan probably gave 7 rounds to Tank. He said, and 1 or 2 of them you probably could have gave it to either guy. So it was a close fight. It does deserve a rematch, and to make the rematch and make it even make more money for him because it's going to be more interesting.
I thought that Tank was winning the early rounds, but then it started turning around.
Yeah. He said that stuff, whatever stuff he used in his head, started getting in his eyes when it started sweating and started irritating his eyes or something.
Well, he did
That was
rub his eyes before he did rub his eye before he took a knee.
Yeah, that's
Right,
the reason why he said he took the knee.
Right, guys, I'm going to pack up now. I've got to go on patrol now, so we'll be
All right,
back.
man.
Hey, what a great! It's great with you guys.
Nice talking to y'all, man.
See you later, guys.
All right,
All right, man. Later.
Bye.
Later.